I know I said it was gonna be off social media, and I have been, but life's been lifing, and I am on a new health journey, and I am trying to think of multiple ways to keep myself accountable. And one of them that came to mind was going back on TikTok and recording and keeping myself accountable. Um, Other ways, Rico's helping me. My best friends know what's up and they're constantly asking me about stuff if I worked out. One of my besties has recommended an app, and hopefully, we're gonna be able to work out together, a la distancia. So, yeah, and I've been journaling and stuff, but this is one of the ways that I can best think for myself to put everything out there, including my weight, to keep myself accountable. So this first video, gonna talk a little bit of the background about what's been going on, and then I'm gonna break it down and do separate videos on each doctor visit, how much it was, what happened, and yeah, and then at the end, yeah, I'm just gonna do little videos on what's been going on. So this is the background. I've mentioned it before. I have PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, with insulin resistance and like a huge hormonal imbalance. I have a lot of facial hair, like excess body hair. My periods come and go. They're not stable whatsoever. And so in November of last year, I started my period. November 4th, I remember it clearly because I had really, really, really bad cramps and I was training for a new job. And so it was just a terrible time. So I remember clearly. I started my period on November 4th and it was very heavy, very painful, and it did not go away for several months. I bled from February until towards the end of April. Um, in From November, I said February, huh? From November to April, several months. It was ridiculous. In February, I had gone to a new OB to get checked out. I got put on birth control. It helped the bleeding a little bit, but it didn't go away completely. I told her I felt like I was anemic. She told me that we would revisit that at my next visit. My next visit was supposed to be in May. In March, we had a gas leak. Terrible story. I was feeling really sick when we discovered the gas leak. I thought that my headaches, my dizziness, my shortness of breath was because of the gas leak. So when it was fixed, I expected everything to go away, but it didn't. I kept feeling dizzy. I almost fainted several times doing basic things like showering. I remember the scariest one. I was in the shower. Rico had to rinse me off and take me to the bed because I felt like I was blacking out. It was just really scary. And so that was throughout March and the beginning of April. Mid April, I couldn't breathe. Like right now, I'm breathing hard because I'm nervous. I haven't recorded in a while, but in April, I couldn't even say a complete sentence without like doing that. Like I was really running out of air. I was using my inhaler more than I had in the past year. And so I got really scared because my chest started hurting and I told Rico I need to go to the ER. I'm not okay. I know I should have gone sooner to the doctor, but now I'm not okay at all. I need to get seen. I feel like I'm gonna faint. I'm constantly dizzy. I had no appetite, and I was really, really, really pale. Like my cheeks are usually like rosy, and like my lips had no color in them. I'll put a picture up somewhere so y'all can see how pale I was looking. And so we went to the ER. I am so glad that this doctor did not say, oh, well, you have asthma, you're fat. Obviously, you have breathing issues. Honestly, I'm so grateful for him. He's actually now our primary care physician. super thankful for him. But he did check my lungs. He said they sounded fine, but he wanted an X-ray. He wanted to make sure that everything was fine. And then he asked me, he's like, are you anemic?" And I told him no, but I might be now. Like I wasn't. And he said, "Okay, we're gonna run some tests. Like I need you to get some blood work done." Um, so I said, "Okay." And I got my blood work done, and turns out I was super anemic, that I needed a blood transfusion. I'll make a separate video on the cost of everything in the so y'all can know, but this is just the background. So the day before my blood transfusion, I went back to the OB. I told her what was happening. She gave me the depot shots because um the ER doctor, well, our primary care physician now, he told me, he was like, "No, there's no point in getting the transfusion if you're going to keep bleeding. So I need your OB to figure something out." So I went to the OB. She gave me the depot shot, stopped the bleeding immediately. I got the blood transfusion. I am now taking metformin because I'm diabetic. I made an appointment with an endocrinologist. It's in October. I'm taking iron supplements, and I started going to a nutrologa, which I don't know if correctly in English is nutritionist or dietitian. Yeah, I went this week, and I'm starting a new meal plan with her. But in the day of the transfusion that week, Rico and I ourselves started to change our eating habits. Um, and I started, once I got the okay, I started to work out. I started going to a spin class. So that's the background, and that's where I'm at. To keep myself accountable, my starting weight, what I weighed the day of the transfusion was 330 pounds. O sea, 149 kilos. Today, I weighed myself today, and I am at 317 pounds, which is great. It's been a month. I've been working some days more hard than others, but I'm really trying my best to stick to everything that the doctors are telling me and giving me, um, because that was really scary. Like almost fainting several times, not being able to do basic things. It was just really scary, and I don't ever want to feel like that again. And I'm so mad at myself that I let it get to that point, and it had to be my breaking point. But that's where we are, and that's why I'm going to be posting more, and I'm going to try to incorporate, life in Mexico stuff for you all as well. But mostly me posting again is going to be for me and for keeping myself accountable, because I really need to make a change. I told Rico that being the depressed person that I've always been, I told him I've always thought about dying. But then when I really felt like I was dying, I was like, "No, just kidding. I'm not ready yet." So that's where we are. I'm sorry this is a really long video on TikTok, but I needed to put it out there. I'm gonna keep recording today, so I have to edit and post throughout the weekend and stuff. But I'm gonna make videos, shorter videos, about the prices of everything, the prices of the tests that I did, the prices of the doctors, of the different doctors, the prices for the transfusion, and all that good stuff. So stay tuned. Yeah, that's it for now. Stay tuned. Take care. Be nice to each other, to one another, and nice to yourself. And until next time. Bye.